Thanks for watching. President Trump has kept his promise to keep the border strong and our cities safe, and we're now seeing the big picture impact of the policies. So just look at the before and the after. ICE arrested nearly 600,000 illegal immigrants this year, about 70% of whom, listen to this, 70% of them have a criminal history here in the U.S. That according to ICE stats first reported by the Washington Examiner. Now, at the same time, big cities across the United States are seeing a major drop in murders, down nearly 20% nationwide, 24 to 2025. And after years of rising deaths from drug overdoses, those drug deaths have now decreased dramatically as well over a similar time period. So joining us now here in studio is U.S. Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks. It's great to see you. Welcome in. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, so I want to talk about border security first and get to interior enforcement. We put the numbers on the screen. Murders way down, these fentanyl and drug overdoses way down. I'm not sure a secure border is the only explanatory factor there, but it has to be a major one. Some degree of correlation and causation.
So I think it's a huge correlation. If you look at the millions that were let into this country, and the prior administration would tell you they were vetted. They weren't vetted. They weren't vetted against their records in their home country because their home country refused to share those records with us. So thousands upon thousands of people a day, if not a month, were released onto the streets without knowing what they were going to do. So imagine that they're being arrested, they're not there anymore, and crime is decreasing.
So the stat that I mentioned and really highlighted there, it's an ICE stat about roughly 600,000 arrests over the course of, it was President Trump's inauguration day in January through mid-December of last year. And 70% of those arrests were people with some criminal record here in the United States. Now, the narrative that we've gotten from a lot of people on the left is this is cruel or worse. They're not going after the worst of the worst. They're just ganging up on these poor, innocent abuelas and that kind of thing. This number suggests something very different. I know it's a different agency, but you've got your finger on this pulse as well.
I do. And so not only are we securing the border, but U.S. Border Patrol agents are working with ICE on the interior. We're in 25 major cities across the United States assisting ICE, and we're seeing the exact same correlation of our numbers. And so what we are doing is targeted enforcement, ICE as well. Now, when you target a criminal illegal alien, you're going to encounter regular illegal aliens, meaning those that may not have a significant criminal background, but did commit the crime of entering this country illegally. Because criminal illegal aliens typically prey on the illegal alien community with the hopes that they won't get reported for those acts.
Those are their victims.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're in the ballpark of 70%, that is, to mix metaphors, a very good batting average for
very
ICE
successful.
Compared to the story that's being told in much of the media, and certainly from many Democrats. Morale in your agency. I talked to so many sources at Border Patrol for years during the Biden administration. I was down at the border a number of times as well. Morale at the men and women who serve and wear that badge was really rock bottom because they were being told basically not to do their jobs and turned into these pencil pushers, bringing illegal immigrants into the country, frankly. Things have changed dramatically. What has happened in morale?
So you're absolutely correct. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I had left the Border Patrol under the Biden administration because I didn't feel I could honor my oath and do what it was the Biden administration was asking me to do. And so I've returned under the Trump administration. And one of the biggest things I was worried about was how do I get morale turned back? Because it was at the lowest it had ever been. The president, the support we get from the President of the United States and the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, that has successfully brought morale back through the roof. Imagine that. You let law enforcement officers actually go out and enforce the law. They're not stuck inside releasing criminals onto the streets against their better judgment under direct orders. So the morale's through the roof. Our recruiting numbers are higher than they've ever been. We have over 1,000 trainees at the academy right now getting ready to go to the streets. We've already graduated over 1,000 this year, and we've got another 3,000 planned for next year. And so we've got a lot of agents that want to join, or a lot of people that want to join the Border Patrol. We have agents that have pulled their retirement paperwork in order to stay longer. And we have a reinstatement program where agents that retired, are left and went to another agency, are coming back by the hundreds every month to get back into the Border Patrol.
Law enforcement officials being allowed to enforce the law. What a novel concept.
Imagine that.
Chief, it's great to see you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.